Yes, hi, good morning.
Sophie Griffiths, TTG. I love the kind of focus on sustainability on the ship. I think that's brilliant. I just wondered, and I know we talked about this, with regards to Celebrity Revolution, do you foresee that being kind of pushed across the rest of the fleet in terms of the scrapping single-use plastic where possible, and even with the kind of the condiment wrappers and things like that?
So there are a few things that actually we're doing on the rest of the fleet with the Celebrity Revolution. Energy is one of them. We'll talk about the plastics in a moment, but energy is a big part of what we're doing. And again, Patrick and his team. Patrick, where's here? You want to take my microphone because the microphones went back to the rest of the room. But Patrick has some amazing things going on for energy efficiency across the fleet.
So on energy, what we had done, not only is this over 20% more efficient Celebrity Edge than the existing fleet. So what we did, we went actually back to the shipyards that originally built other ships as well, and looking at how would that ship be built today if we were to order Celebrity Millennium or Celebrity Solstice, and then going backwards and looking at retrofitting many of those features that is possible to do after the fact. So the EC was kindly together and have been a really big driver for energy efficiency for many years. But to do that large retrofit now, this comes together with Celebrity Revolution, make a tremendous difference in terms of energy for the existing fleets.
And Patrick, would you give Sir Richard for Brian for the plastics?
So we are going to roll this out during the revolution over the next few years. So we're getting rid of plastic bottled water with aluminum and glass bottles, the condiments, the paper straws that you see on Edge.
Amenities
in the bathrooms. So over the next couple of years, that will roll out throughout the brand.
Sustainability has so many different aspects, and you've heard from some of the most important. One of them, which I don't think gets enough attention, is the question of, well, there's always something left over, and what do we do with that? And so one of the things that we have been working towards is also what we call zero to landfill. And so our objective is to have everything that comes on either reused, so we will bring on containers and we will use them for something else, a steel pallet that is reused instead of a wooden pallet that gets destroyed, that sort of thing. Recycled, so if you do have glass bottles, for example, that will be crushed and recycled, or incinerated. So nothing goes to landfills, because the trouble is you can properly dispose of things by taking the landfill, but the mechanics of the way things degrade is that even something that's degradable doesn't degrade in a landfill. And the constraint on that is that you can only do that when you have, for example, recycling facilities or something on the places that you go. So all of our ships that go to places that have those kinds of facilities, including this ship in the Port Everglades, are zero to landfill ships. We're up to, how many of our ships are now meeting that standard?
Very, very few.
But I think it's across the fleet. I think it's 18 was the last time I looked at it. So 18 ships with zero to landfill. Some of that requires things that you don't normally think about, and I do like to tell the story that we decided a number of years ago that we wanted to recycle our bottles. It may shock some of you to know that we sell wine on board, and we end
Lots
up,
of it.
and we end up with wine bottles. And so the idea was that we would recycle those. Well, there are relatively few places where you can recycle them, but you can do it here. The trouble is, if you're on a one-week cruise, it violates public health rules to keep crushed bottles hanging around where they can be, where the bacteria grows. And somebody pointed out to us that, yes, that's a problem, but bacteria doesn't grow in the cold. So if we simply build freezers to hold our crushed bottles, then we could keep them long enough to get to a place where they could be recycled. So we built these freezers that hold the rubbish, and I like to say that we have the coolest garbage at sea.
That's going to be on social media. As soon as you see it pop up, let us know.
But so it takes a lot of innovation, and it really takes a lot of focus. And I really do congratulate the team. Patrick is obsessed with this, but so are other people on board, and I think they do a great job.